The man known as Haji Mara, a prominent Syrian rebel commander, surveys the battlefield near Aleppo. Incoming ordnance explodes nearby. The commander's followers believe it was intended for their leader, who is a regular frontline presence and one of Syria's wanted men. As Haji Mara has become well known and more successful, he has attracted a government bounty on his head.
شقد المبلغ ما بعرف بالضبط 20,000 إلا 50,000
This is C.J. Chivers reporting for the New York Times. The uprising to unseat President Bashar al-Assad is almost 2 years old. While Western governments have raised doubts that its publicly known leaders, many of whom live in Turkey, can unify the rebellion, field commanders like Mr. Saleh have emerged on the ground. They fill a leadership void. With inside connections and credibility earned in battle, these men have taken the reins of the war. Haji Mara's birth name is Abdul Qadir al-Saleh. He is young and charismatic, and seen as pragmatic and accommodating too, a Sunni Arab who welcomes other ethnicities and faiths. He has been wounded several times. In the fall, he survived an assassination attempt. He still fights beside his men. Leaders like him present foreign governments with a challenge. Should they help and work with them against Mr. Assad and develop connections for after the war? Or should they leave them alone, as the United States has, and risk alienating them further, as many fighting groups become more powerful and some of them become more extreme? In January, the New York Times met Mr. Saleh on one of his hidden command posts, from where he works with other Syrian fighting groups.
نحن جبهة تحرير سوريا الإسلامية مو إنه معناتها من ذكرت كلمة الإسلامية لا نحن نعم نفتخر ونعتز إن إسلاميين لكن معتدلين لسنا متشددين. كل الكتائب الموجودة في حلب كل من يحمل سلاح في حلب في الأمور العسكرية بجوز في الأمور السياسية ما نرتب معهم لكن في الأمور العسكرية نرتب مع جميع الكتائب الموجودة في حلب.
Before the war, Mr. Saleh had little military experience. He spent 2.5 years as an army conscript and was a traveling Islamic missionary before returning home to open a seed shop in Mara, the agricultural town where he was born. When the revolution began, he was a protester before taking up arms.
الناس نشوفهم بالإعلام قصف المساجد قتل النساء والأطفال ما بقى خلانا نتمالك أنفسنا يعني أصدقائي نتصل فينا نخبرهم نقول والله عم نطلع سلمية مظاهرات وبقتلنا فهذا الشيء اللي خلانا يعني.
Mr. Saleh now heads the military wing of Al-Tawhid, a force said to field more than 6,000 men. He commands the battle for Aleppo, Syria's largest city, and has gained a devoted following. The town of Mara has become a target of Syria's military. His supporters say the government punishes those associated with him. A large crater, apparently from a ballistic missile attack, sits in a wheat field beside Mara, the result of an explosion in the night. His townsmen have stood by him. The government forces have not been dislodged, and much of Aleppo has been damaged. The city's residents, facing daily dangers and shortages, grew frustrated long ago.
ما بيكفي إنه أمريكا ما قدمت شيء للشعب السوري نهائيا. وهذا السكوت علامة نحن بقناعتنا العرب السكوت علامة الرضا.
Fighting without foreign military support and with few weapons, Mr. Saleh said America's inaction has made Syria's conditions worse, endangering the West's long-term interests and relationships in the Middle East.
سنتين ونعود وكل يوم 200 300 قتيل. إذا العالم كله تراكم والله راح تلاقي سوريا كلها قاعدة إذا بتطول الثورة سنة تخرب.
Syria's fighters say the time narrows for answers to the questions in the West. In Mara, north of Aleppo, Mr. Saleh's fighters have already dug their own graves.
ما عندي تصور كيف راح تكون حياتي بعد الثورة. لا والله ما عندنا مخطط، يعني الآن كل فكرنا محصور بالأمور العسكرية، كيف قاتل هذا النظام يخلص منه.